welcome back to the Season 6 premiere of MSU Magazine, where we bring you original content made by talented media students right here at Morehead State University. I'm your host, Christy Hall, and on today's episode, we'll be stopping by with fellow students Pacey Rose and Lindsay Lewis with CinemaSense, where we get a behind-the-scenes look at film production and upcoming projects. After that, we'll be cooking up a storm with Sydney Graham and me on family tradition. Let's see what's up in the cinema world and dream once upon a time in Hollywood.
This is CinemaSense. Today we're diving into Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and looks into what's coming up and what has fans talking.
Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood captivates audiences with its vivid portrayal of the 1960s Hollywood. But beyond it being a fun movie, the film shows the significance of filming in Hollywood at the time.
Set in the late 1960s, the movie immerses viewers in a cultural and social landscape of the era. It captures the essence of 60s Hollywood. From the unbelievable detailed sets to the authentic costumes and props, Tarantino really gives attention to historical detail, and he makes you feel like you could be taking a drive back in LA back in the day, showing the glamour and intrigue of celebrity culture at the time.
The film's commitment to historical accuracy goes beyond aesthetics. It also plays a part in celebrating today's film culture by having the biggest names in the industry like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. Situating the narrative within a historical framework, Tarantino gives a what-if take on the political dynamics at play during that time. From the height and fall of westerns, to the rise of counterculture movements, to the looming devil of the Manson family murders, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a cinematic time capsule, preserving and contextualizing moments in history.
In today's media, something other than westerns have taken theaters by storm. You ever hear of something called superheroes?
Speaking of superhero-like star power, let's talk about the iconic Tony Stark, portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. His presence as Iron Man held up the Marvel Cinematic Universe for over a decade, earning a staggering $12.5 billion in global box office grosses across 10 movies. But since his departure in 2019's Avengers Endgame, alongside Chris Evans' Captain America, Marvel has felt their absences. With beloved characters like Black Widow and Black Panther also meeting tragic ends, the MCU has a need for central anchors.
The newly cast Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss, they're all to take the mantle of Marvel's first family. Much like Downey's casting as Stark, these actors bring a wealth of talent and experience of the roles in major productions like The Mandalorian, Mission Impossible, Stranger Things, and Star Wars Andor.
Over in another multiverse,
Disney's revamped Deadpool 3 trailer just released during the Super Bowl, quickly becoming the most viewed trailer of all time within 24 hours. With over 365 million views, the teaser trailer surpassed the previous record holder, which was Spider-Man No Way Home, which garnered 355 million views in the same time frame.
the Deadpool 3 and Wolverine trailer, filled with tantalizing glimpses of the Merc with a mouth and the clawed mutant Wolverine, generated massive buzz among fans. The success of the Deadpool 3 and Wolverine teaser propelled it past several iconic movie and TV trailers, including Avengers Endgame and The Lord of the Rings of Power. The current top 10 most viewed trailers within the first 24 hours of their launch now features Deadpool 3 and Wolverine at the top, followed closely by Spider-Man No Way Home and Avengers Endgame.
But this has been Pacey Rose
And Lindsay Lewis.
See you next time with CinemaSense.
Woo!
It's time to take your game to the next level at the MSU Esports Lounge. With top-of-the-line equipment, you'll be changing the game. Featured in the Esports Lounge are 10 gaming stations, a PS5 and Xbox Series X, and 2 Nintendo Switch consoles for loads of fun. You can also get your live stream on in the streaming room. There's something for everyone here at the Esports Lounge. Come join the fun in ADUC Room 252.
Wow, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has an important role in film culture and did a great job at portraying Hollywood in the 1960s. Fans were talking up a storm over the casting for the new Fantastic Four movie, but I'm excited to see Deadpool and Wolverine. The Marvel Cinematic Universe seems to have a lot on its plate for the upcoming years. Speaking of on our plate, we're going to step into the kitchen with MSU Magazine's director, Sydney Graham, and Christy in the kitchen to try to recreate fellow students Beverly Hayes' family recipe for chicken fricassee and dumplings. Let's take a look and see how well we did. Oh, didn't see you there.
Welcome to Family Tradition,
Where we try to cook your family's recipes.
and then taste test them to see how close we got.
I'm Christy in the kitchen,
And I'm Sydney.
and today we are fixing.
Chicken fricassee with dumplings.
Ooh, now, I've never cooked before. What is chicken fricassee?
Chicken fricassee, well, fricassee is actually a French culinary cooking method where you brown the meat before cooking it and then braise it a little bit.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today.
Let's get started.
Whose recipe is this, Christy?
Well, this is Beverly Hayes' family recipe that she graciously got from her father. So,
Yeah, touch that chicken. This recipe calls for 2 boneless chicken breasts, skinned and cut to 1.5 inch pieces. Wow, didn't Christy do a wonderful job chopping up that chicken? Now we add the seasonings, including salt, paprika, and pepper.
Can we just pour it in?
And then you just pour it in. And now we'll use the tongs to twist to mix it all up so we don't get our little hands dirty again.
Oh,
So we
that's-
just washed them.
I don't think this is how you stir with tongs.
You're doing a good job.
This feels very...
If it feels clunky, you're doing it right. There we go.
There we go.
Now that our chicken is all seasoned, we're gonna put some oil in the pan and get it heating up. Now that the oil is shimmering in the pot, we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken. Now, it's important to note, once we add the chicken, we aren't gonna stir it at first. We're just gonna let it sit for a little bit so it doesn't stick to the pan.
Cook the chicken until nicely browned, but not fully done. It will finish in the oven.
Now that the chicken has finished browning, we're gonna remove it and drain the pot.
Now it's time to add a can of cream of the chicken soup and a cup and a half? Cup and a half of milk.
Here we go.
This seems terrifying.
You're fine.
Milk soothes. I don't think I could. This is... Is this what it's supposed to sound like?
Yeah. Now we add 1/4 of a teaspoon of thyme and 1/2 of a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. Now we're gonna add the chicken back into the pot with the soup. Bring it back up to a simmer and then stick it in the oven with the lid.
Put the pot in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes.
Now that our chicken is almost done cooking in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and get our dumpling dough all mixed up.
So what do we do first?
So you take the milk and you pour it in.
Pour it in. Am I doing this right?
Yes.
Remove the pot from the oven. Drop some dumpling dough into the pot. Recover the pot and return it to the oven for 10 minutes. Remove the lid and cook for 5 more minutes or until the dumplings are brown. Man, this looks really good. Now it's time to go over there and get our taste tester, Beverly Hayes, to see how close we got to the recipe. Welcome back. We're here with Beverly, and now we are going to taste test the chicken fricassee. All right. Okay.
See if
Now it's
See if it's anything like Dad. See if you can pass the muster. This is really, this is really good, Christy.
It's only the first meal I've ever cooked with the help of him.
Yeah. This is really good. It does taste a lot like my dad's.
I don't think I've ever had chicken dumplings before.
Well, we did pretty good this week. Tune in 2 weeks to see how well we do on the next episode of Family Tradition.
And I'll give you a sneak peek. It's some good chocolate chip cookies.
Start a career in journalism? Then come join the Trailblazer, Morehead State University's newspaper. Work with others to write intriguing stories to build your resume. Take awesome photographs for news stories. Then get published on the Trailblazer website. To learn more about the Trailblazer, contact faculty advisor John Flavel or visit the Trailblazer's website at thetrailblazer.net.
Welcome back. I would say we did a pretty good job recreating that meal. Although it wasn't exactly like her father's, it sure was tasty. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I guess we have to wait until next time to see what films Pacey and Lizzie will talk about and how successful Sydney and I will be cooking up family recipes. From all of us here at MSU TV, we hope you enjoyed the show, and thanks so much for tuning in.